Well, Gucci Nem, gang, 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 it's your boy here, the Nemesis. And today we're going to be discussing Nosferatu.
Nosferatu.
Now, this is a remake of a 1922 movie, 1922 German movie, and I mean, if we're gonna compare it to the original, it's leagues better than the original. But you also have to take into account that it was made in 1922 in a time before audio. So, they were kind of limited back then. So you kind of had to go with what you got. Now, this movie is overhyped, and I like Robert Eggers. I liked the last 3 films he made. I like The Witch, I love The Lighthouse, and despite what a lot of people fucking said, The Northman is probably one of the most masculine movies to come out in a long fucking time. It was a good fucking movie. It was a good action movie. I don't know if it was supposed to be an action movie, but the action in it was really fucking good. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Nosferatu. The makeup was good. The environment was good. Everything about it was good. Now, I went with my girlfriend, and she had some complaints about it being too loud, and that's what I'm also going to say. There was some points where it was really loud, and then a lot of the time, because there was subtitles in the movie on some of it, when they were describing some German stuff. But in my opinion, first off, the whole movie should have been in German. It should have been unknown German actors or people who could speak German, and the whole movie should have just been subtitled. Because not only would that have been a little bit better, in my opinion, to have more authentic, because the whole thing takes place in Germany, it would have felt a little bit more authentic, which Robert Eggers is good for, which there could be some criticisms on The Northman, because that wasn't in Norwegian or wherever, wherever that took place. You can make some valid criticisms on that. But I'm pretty sure, and I'm willing to be corrected on this, there were many times in the movie where they were speaking Norwegian or Icelandic or wherever they were from. But in this movie, I feel like the German wasn't exactly there, besides the fact that it took place in Germany. But you could easily say it took place in anywhere in fucking Europe. Now, when Count Olaf, Nosferatu, shows up, there are multiple times in the movie where it is difficult as fuck to even hear what he's fucking saying. And we're sitting in a silent ass theater, alright? And I can still barely hear what this motherfucker's saying up on the screen. They didn't make it a bad movie, but it just, there could have been some subtitles, at least when that motherfucker was speaking. Maybe just in the beginning, because as the movie went on, he was more louder. So I guess you could probably say that when he first shows up, he's in a weakened state and he needs to feed first to actually kind of gain his strength to be able to talk more. Ooh. But when we get down to it, by the end of the movie, and spoilers for this, by the end of the movie, they show what his real face looks like, what his face looks like. And he looks like Pennywise. It looks like he just looks like a gray Pennywise with a mustache. I was very disappointed. They could have at least tried to make him look like his iconic self. He doesn't have to be bald, or he can still have the beard, but make his head a little bit bigger and make it more bat-like. Now, the pacing of the movie. It was a 2-hour and 12-minute long movie, and it didn't feel like it, because by the time I was checking my phone, there was only 20 minutes left of the movie. It went at a good pace, but it just there were points where it was dragging its feet a bit. It could have just been a little shorter. I mean, there's not really any bad actors in this. Everybody was good. It just didn't hit the mark for me. Maybe it's because I didn't really go into the movie expecting much, because once again, it is a remake of a 1922 movie. But compared to his other works, which I'm willing once again to be corrected on this. I'm pretty sure his last 3 movies were originally written by him, original stories, and maybe that's why they were good. And this was a remake, and he may have, I don't know, probably he put in his own spin on stuff. Maybe he added some stuff. I'm not going back and watching that, because I've tried watching the original 1922 movie, and I just fall asleep. Still, it's not a bad movie. This movie's a 5 out of 10. Still worth seeing. Don't know if you're going to see it again, though. Still better than Alien Romulus. I mean, if we're putting this in the horror section, the Terrifier 3 wins. I don't care what anyone says. Terrifier 3 wins. It beat out Longlegs. It beats out this. Have your opinions, but that's a fact. Peace!